Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing so well today. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this year is like starting to fly by. Like January took forever, and now that we're in February, I feel like spring is just around the corner, and then summer is gonna be here before we even know it. Every year I love to see how trends transform, and for a while I've noticed that the 90s and 2000s aesthetic has been coming back, and I am a 90s baby, so it's kind of weird seeing stuff from my childhood trend. We were definitely seeing that in fashion and style trends. Like, who would have thought that the camisole layering tank would come back? Because I never thought that anyone would be doing that trend again. That was definitely something that I was doing in elementary and middle school, and that aesthetic is definitely translating into DIYs and crafts, so I started feeling very nostalgic. I just wanted to make some projects that reminded me of my childhood, of being a crafty kid, and make things that felt very personal but could still be translated into things that I would use in my home today. So without further ado, let's jump into the first project. Charms and friendship bracelets and beads were such a big part of my childhood, and I remember being at summer camp making so many friendship bracelets and keychains. It was so fun just having these little trinkets, and I love that collecting trinkets has definitely made a comeback because it feels very nostalgic to me. There definitely is a resurgence, and honestly, trinkets can be anything as long as it's tiny and puts a smile on your face. So for this project, I wanted to put all of my favorite things as a kid into one place and make a trinket frame. So I got a little picture frame for it. I chose something with a wider border, and this could also be known as a junk frame. I've been seeing these float around, and I just love the idea of just putting a bunch of stuff together that probably doesn't seem like they belong together, but somehow it works because at the end of the day, it's just supposed to represent you and who you are. So I got a bunch of little charms and beads, and this one right here reminds me of those choker necklaces that everyone wore. Like, look at those colors, they are beautiful. We are definitely going to use these, and I'm also going to make some little clay trinkets of things that remind me of my childhood. Definitely was not able to find that in the store, so we're gonna DIY them, and I'm going to use polymer clay to do this. So tiny. They don't look like much right now, but once we paint them, they're gonna turn into the cutest little charms. My favorite piece probably has to be this little diary, and then this camera. I don't know if you guys can tell what it is, but if you can guess what type of camera that is, you get 10 points in the comments. You would think that painting teeny tiny things would take less time, but no, it is taking me just as long to do all these tiny little details. It's been an hour and a half, and this is how far I've gotten. I found it so much easier just to put it onto this piece of acrylic and have it stuck with some museum wax. Not sure if this little CD that I made is going to make it because it is not giving CD at all. So we'll see if I end up even using it. I tried mixing some of this metallic silver onto it, but I'm not sure sure if it's really reading correctly, so TBD on this one. However, my little Tamagotchi is looking pretty cute. I think I had a little purple one just like this one, so that's why I went with purple and pink, and then the yellow buttons really complete it. It is already starting to get dark out, so I'm going to power through and finish all of these up tonight, and then tomorrow we will put the frame together. My little trinkets are all done. They're looking pretty cute. I want to ask if anyone guessed that this was going to be one of those iZone Polaroid cameras. Do you guys remember the movie Sleepover where they used these cameras as part of a sleepover, so they would have to do each task and take a picture with this? So that's what that reminds me of. And I remember during our class parties, the moms would come and take pictures with this tiny little camera that made the smallest little strips of photos. Kind of wish they still made them today because they were so cute. Okay, so I have to figure out the layout for everything. I know for sure I'm gonna use these beads as like the main background. What I'm scared of is that once I cut it, it's going to go everywhere. So I think my plan is to glue it onto the frame as I go. And I'm just using a fast dry super glue for this. I feel like this works better than hot glue since we have so many tiny pieces, but use whatever works for you. Also pretty happy with my little fuzzy purple diary. Let me know in the comments if you guys also had a fuzzy diary growing up. I would love to hear from you guys what nostalgia means to you. Like, what was the style back then? What were the trends you were following? The music you were listening to? The hobbies that you were doing, or any just random bits of memories? I would love to hear about it. And I think it is true what they say, because once you get to your 30s, you start to revert back to all the things that you loved to do when you were a kid. I think a lot of that has to do with having adult money and also just being at a point in your life where you can truly just be yourself. I don't know if anyone else felt this way, but in my late 20s, I felt this pressure to start maturing more, whether that was my style choices or what I was reading. And even with home decorating, it felt like everything just had to evolve. But as I've gotten older, I realized there is no rush to be more quote unquote mature with everything I do. There is no one to impress but myself, and I feel like the projects I've been making lately have been a way to connect back to that inner child. I really just want to try out every craft and DIY out there and just play with colors and materials, and that is really what I took away from this project. This project is turning out to be quite the mess, but that just means that we're getting very creative. I'm about halfway through. I've been working at this for probably 2 hours now. Adding on the beads is honestly the most tedious part, and that's why I kind of just started putting all of the little trinkets on top. So far, I'm really loving this side. I love my little diary. I happen to have this lock from this trinket set. And then these dice here, I put a 5 and a 2 so that they roll a 7 because that's my favorite number. I ended up taking apart this old bracelet that I got as a souvenir from a friend from Thailand. I was not wearing it anymore, so I decided to put some of the beads over here and over there. And then I'm going to take this little elephant charm and put it somewhere over here. It's already getting dark outside, but I'm determined to finish this today, so I have a couple hours left of work to do. I truly cannot stop looking at this frame. It is just so cute. I just showed it to Brian and he said that it looked like Lizzie McGuire vibes. So that is like a huge compliment to me, especially since I, along with every other middle schooler, was obsessed with Hilary Duff. And now that I think about it, I kind of wish that I made a little cell phone or a telephone or a little fuzzy pen to go on here. I will save that idea for another project, but I just love how colorful and how fun it is. I mean, you could just stare at this all day. I know some people are calling this an I Spy frame, and it totally looks like one of those I Spy books. Now I have to figure out what I actually want to put inside the frame. I'm thinking either just doing like an old photo of Brian and I, or I could do baby photos of us, which I think I'm leaning towards. I think that would be so cute because I don't have any like kid photos of us around the house, and this would be so perfect for that. One of the best things about being a kid is how many birthday parties you get invited to. I just remember being so excited to go to someone's birthday party over the weekend. Sometimes it was going to the movie theater or the roller rink, which I think that we need to bring back. And I remember one of my absolute favorite birthday parties was going to paint pottery. It was so much fun choosing a piece, picking out the colors and the design, and seeing how the colors would change after they fire it. I distinctly remember painting a unicorn statue, and I'm pretty sure it was Powderpuff Girls inspired. Paint your own pottery is so nostalgic to me, and I'm so happy that it is not just for kids now, because I feel like I'm seeing so many more studios pop up for adults. I seriously need to go to one at least one time this year, but if you don't have a studio close to you, I have been seeing so many kits in stores. I noticed all of these new ones at Michael's, they're made of plaster, which makes them perfect for painting, and I could not help myself. I wanted to bring back those nostalgic vibes and basically do my own paint party at home. After seeing the strawberry vase at Anthropology, I knew I wanted to make my own version of it, so this is perfect for that. I'm gonna start by putting on the base colors, and I also want to share a couple of tips and tricks so that you guys can get the best result when you're painting your own pottery at home. The best way to paint a smooth, even base is with a rounded paintbrush, aka a filbert brush. I literally just learned that term this year. So if you look at the brush I'm using, it is rounded, giving you a way smoother application. That way you won't get a harsh line like you would with a straight or an angled paintbrush. So I always use this for any background or base paint. And if there's one thing I want you guys to walk away from this video is to buy blending gel. This has been such a game changer for me. It makes your paint dry down slower so that you have more time to blend, and it also shears it out, which is perfect for this project because it gives it more of that ceramic glaze. I will link a couple of my favorites down below, but I definitely would recommend a gloss varnish or a polyurethane. And if you really want to take it to the next level, definitely go with a UV resin. That will make it super durable and also very, very glossy. This vase is definitely going to be staying with me in my craft room, and I'm actually going to be making some changes around the apartment soon, including giving my craft room slash studio a makeover. So stay tuned for that because that is coming up super soon. It is day 2 of painting this vase, and we are finishing it today. This is totally matching my outfit today, and I'm wearing red because it is actually Lunar New Year, so I want to wish you guys a happy Lunar New Year. Chúc mừng năm mới. This is the start of the Year of the Horse. Lunar New Year is such a big celebration in my household, and growing up, it was one of my favorite holidays. I feel like this video came at the perfect time because it always makes me feel so nostalgic just watching my dad and my mom decorate the house, getting red envelopes, seeing all of my aunties and uncles, and just sharing a good meal together. I shared my little setup this year over on my Instagram story, so if you're not following me already, make sure you do so. I started doing this a couple of years ago, and now it's a tradition that I'm definitely doing every single year. So I just want to wish you guys a very happy new year. I hope you guys get lots of luck, lots of happiness, lots of money, and I'm definitely gonna celebrate tonight after I finish this vase. I am so eager to hear what you guys think about this week's projects. I feel like nostalgia definitely means different things to different people, but I would love to hear what projects you guys grew up doing, and hopefully this video inspires you guys to go revisit that because I honestly had so much fun creating these. And let me know in the comments which project was your favorite. Was it the trinket frame or is it the strawberry vase? For me, it definitely has to be this trinket frame. I know that the style probably isn't for everyone, but when I look at it, it just feels like such a personal piece. It kind of just looks like something that I would have had in my bedroom as a teenager, and I just love it so much. I'm gonna put this into the bedroom and look at it every single night. I still can't get over our little baby pictures. These are like the only baby pictures that we have around the house now, and I can't get over how cute Brian looks. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe down below for new videos. And if you want to see more from me, I do post on Instagram every single day, so make sure you follow me over there. And that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay inspired, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!